widest one I've ever used is that one. And if you can push out that full width,
You're manly, man.
oh,
Yeah.
it'll make you say words that you didn't think were in your vocabulary.
Put your mouth speaks. What?
All right.
I do that in my sleep.
This third cut is our cap cut.
Cap? C-A-P?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're rounding where those other two cuts met?
Yeah,
Make it kind of a
you're
leaf out of
actually
it.
tying the three together with a common point that allows it to have something.
And you're kind of rotating around one corner of the engraver?
The farther you go, the more you lay that engraver down. And don't do that because that makes that work.
Now, do you ever deepen these cuts, or having cut
Go
once
back
there?
and recut.
Yeah.
It's very similar to trying to tool leather. Once you've cut the surface of the material, to go back and recreate the same angle and increase the depth is extremely difficult.
Okay.
So
I believe that.
initially,
That's been my experience as well, is when you go back, you screw it up.
I'll never go back.
Yeah.
Once I make that cut, now I might make 3 more cuts to cover up the back cut, but they'll be to draw your attention away from the mistake that's there. Once you've removed material, it's in that thing forever. You can't go back and put it back in there. You're not going to. So it always the success in a lot of this stuff is not how well you do the work, but how well you cover up your mistakes. And as long as you can do that and use your mistakes, sometimes you'll be amazed at
I call them design features.
there you go. You got to charge extra for that.
Now, speaking of charging, when you say charging by the cut, you mean literally charging by the cut. Like when you spec that out, you say, okay, this is going to take 700 cuts, regardless of what the length they are. A cut is a cut.
Quite simply, and I'm not a very good businessman, Mac.
None
Those that
of us are, okay?
Those that are really good in business, yes, do that.
Uh-huh.
From a time element, yeah, I look at things pretty much from the square inch.
Okay.
Did it take me 3 hours? Did it take me 5 hours? I'm not going to go back
Okay.
and count cuts on that.
Okay.
Obviously, if I make 50 cents an hour, I'm tickled with that.
Yeah.
Anytime you do this kind of work, I don't think...
Those who do count cut by cut, will they count each of these as 3 cuts?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, each
Okay.
cut would be three cuts.
Every time the engraver enters and leaves the metal, it's a cut.
A commercial cut would be a single bright cut. They don't go back and relieve the cut. They don't go back and cap it. Now, just to play with this, we're going to go back and dress this up just a little bit. We've got somewhat evenly spaced cuts that run down through this. So we want to be just a little more creative with this. We'll do one style going one way and then another style going the other way.
So as you're rotating the ball, you're also changing the pitch of your
Well, you start in off the corner, and as you turn that ball, obviously you rotate your hand and let the cutting surface of that flat graduate your cut. So,
Please forgive me, I've not ever even seen anyone do this, much less tried it myself, so it's not obvious to me.
no, any question you have,
The dumb one's the one you didn't ask that you should have.
now, this is another way just to tie. Actually, what you're trying to do is give symmetry and uniformity to this. you don't want it to get to be what you call a marching pattern or a pattern that has no lash to it. So if they're exactly uniform, you're going to lose a certain amount of character. All right, you got two different ways that finish that out. Okay, this is just a simple rotation that ties one to the other. This is where you come and go back to back. Now, you want to add a little more to that. This one's pretty much at the end of its rope. You want to go back and add a little more accentuation to this. This is where a smaller graver would come in and be, if you're initially starting to do these things, be a little easier.
Greg, if you'd like, we can set this television up, hooked up to this camera here, it's over your shoulder, so people can...
You do it any way you want to. It doesn't bother me to have people around. All right.
Just didn't want to disturb your flow there.
No. Move it any way you want to.
Can I handle your business?
My business is on the top of the table.
Wow.
So which I lost track of which
Okay.
So I want to put this table up next to him so people can...
All you're doing, anytime you add angle or refraction, you put another dimension. It just makes it custom. We're going to do one more thing.
It's something, I suppose some of the art is knowing when to stop.
You can, obviously, you can make stuff way
Which is so
too
busy
big.
you can't see it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Clarity, simplicity is always, from a rule of thumb, for me, Mac, if I try to get too intricate, too special with that, no.
that was the first.
Keep it simple, keep it clean, nice clean line.
What I missed out, what I guess I didn't pay attention to, is you had,
Go ahead.
so,
Very
first cut,
good,
second
bigger
cut.
ball.
Then this little guy here, I am kind of lost track of, you
Okay.
can see how that is missing right there, so.
Let me do this one more time. I'll stack it, one right on top of the other. You start on your outside corner. You go, come this way, roll it clear over,
Oh, no, no, no.
and come out on the other side.
Oh, hold on a second, I'm old.
Here.
No, my glasses. Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
If you're going to take 5 minutes, we'll go.